You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. The Prime Minister of Canada has reacted angrily over India's behaviour after it was accused of killing a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Khalistan campaigner and political opponent of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, was murdered in Canada in June this year. Since then, the Canadian Prime Minister announced that international intelligence agencies had uncovered evidence that the Indian government were behind the political assassination.
We have been very clear that we want to work constructively with India on this very serious matter. From the very beginning, we shared the real allegations that we are deeply concerned about, but we have reached out to the Indian government and to partners around the world to get to the bottom of this, to take it seriously.
However, in a shocking response, the Indian government then broke international law and refused to guarantee the safety of over 40 Canadian diplomats in India, forcing them and their families to leave the country.
That's why we were so disappointed when India violated the Vienna Convention and arbitrarily revoked the diplomatic immunity of over 40 Canadian diplomats in India. Think about it from our perspective. We have serious reasons to believe that agents of the government of India could have been involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil, and India's response is to kick out a whole bunch of Canadian diplomats by violating their rights under the Vienna Convention.
Justin Trudeau then went on to warn India that its belligerent and unlawful behaviour was not only unacceptable to the modern democratic world, that its continued defiance of international law would ensure Western nations would unite to stand up for the rule of law.
That is of concern to countries around the world, because if a given country can just decide that their diplomats of another country are no longer protected, that makes international relations more dangerous and more serious. But every step of the way, we have tried to work constructively and positively with India, and we will continue to. And that means continuing to work with Indian government diplomats. This is not a fight we want to be having right now, but we will unequivocally always stand up for the rule of law, because that's who Canada is.
You've been watching Satluj TV News. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below, or indeed drop us a direct message at satlujtv.com. We would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching for Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London.